I'm a sociopath. Ask me anything. I thought it kind of fits with the whole true crime vibe. Because like we didn't have enough videos to just do true crime, but I didn't want to put like 5 categories in the title. So yeah, it kind of fits. Anyway, let's go. Alrighty, let's hope the sound is fine.
How can I know that you're being honest with me, and did you lie to any of us?
I don't
Ooh.
think I've lied to anybody. I guess I could be lying to you.
If you
A good
were
question.
alone in a room
Okay.
with a diagnosed sociopath, what would you ask?
Have you ever been in love?
What does empathy look like?
Honestly, I think I would ask them on like tips on how to manipulate something.
Like for you? Have you ever felt guilt?
That's like a complicated question.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
What's your name?
Greg.
All right, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
What age were you diagnosed?
I think I was around 21, 22.
How old are you?
I am 33.
What's your definition of a sociopath?
A sociopath to me is someone who has no regard for themselves or for other people. You're very impulsive, very irresponsible, reckless, basically like a child.
Okay.
Were you surprised when you got diagnosed?
I don't think surprised is the right word. I think relieved. Like I had felt out of control and I didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing for a long time. So knowing that there was an actual reason behind why I was doing these things, it was really like kind of freeing in a way.
What made you think you was a sociopath?
Waking up in prison was probably my first clue.
Ooh, damn.
Do you mind
Okay.
asking what led you to go to prison?
I've committed several crimes. I was using drugs and selling to support my habit. I also have many like retail thefts.
How long ago did you?
Honestly, dude, I don't know if it's like a thing that happens often, but selling drugs while you're addicted, I hope you sell different drugs because like otherwise you can't guarantee that you're not just gonna like take them, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Commit those crimes?
The last time I committed any crimes was 2011.
And then you haven't committed any crimes since then?
I wouldn't say I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't committed any major crimes since then. Actually, I don't even drive recklessly anymore like I used to. I stopped stealing. Now that I say it, I don't know if I've been doing crimes. I think I changed my ways.
What made you make the decision to change your life?
Not wanting to go back to prison, it was one of the worst experiences of my life.
What do you think people most often misunderstand about being a sociopath?
Personally, I think that the stereotype is that they're incredibly violent and just malicious.
Okay, so I've never heard the violent part. What I heard about sociopaths is basically like zero empathy, and they do everything to like benefit from it themselves with no regard for others. Yeah, I don't know.
To be mean, and, like just for its own sake. At least for me, that's not how it presents. More often than not, people with antisocial personality disorder or sociopaths, they're just irresponsible, impulsive people. That can lead to you being a little bit aggressive and irritable, but the myth that they're violent and just out of control monsters is blown way out of proportion.
Good.
Have you ever manipulated someone to benefit you?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
feel
like,
like-
exactly. That was such a dumb fucking question, dude. Honestly, that was such a dumb fucking question.
Everyone manipulates other people to an extent. We're all trying to
She's like,
get
"I never did that."
something out of
Never.
any given relationship.
Okay. I haven't really thought of it that way. For me, it's more like mutual respect and wanting to do others for people to make them feel better.
Yeah, I see what you
That's so bullshit. Come on. Like, honestly, if you say stuff like that, you're just straight up lying through your teeth and you know it. Like, everyone at one point manipulated someone to get what they wanted. And, like, I'm not like, oh, misogynist insult, but, like, women do it more often than men. Like,
what you mean. I look at all of my relationships as very transactional, and it's just kind of the way that I
shit, am I a sociopath?
engage with the world.
What are some things that piss you off
When people can admit they're wrong or made a mistake, that drives me absolutely crazy. And I think that's just because I used to do that same thing. I used to not ever admit that I was wrong.
What does empathy look like for you, if you have empathy at all?
So I call it cognitive empathy. It's just me making sure that I put myself in someone else's shoes, like intentionally. My first response in any given situation is never empathy. It's usually some like logical like solution to the problem. When
Shit. Okay. Hold on. At one point, like it. Should I get tested?
a lot of the times that's not what people need. They need
Yeah.
you to listen and just be there for them.
Have you ever felt guilt or remorse? Is that something that you feel?
That's a complicated question. So at the time, I didn't feel bad about anything that I did. I
Okay,
really didn't
right.
have a care in the world. Once I move on from it, like in my head, it's over to me, which isn't great when you cheated on your partner and then they don't forget about that.
Yeah.
But I would. I regret it now because I don't like that I put people through that and I don't like that I hurt them. But that's now. That wasn't then.
I wanted to ask you what your childhood was like.
Huh? We didn't see it before, did we?
Part of the problem is, like, I don't store memories very well, so I don't necessarily remember much of my childhood.
Is that a condition associated with being a sociopath?
From what I've gathered, memory is tied to emotion fairly strongly. The way that I experience emotions is not quite as deep as other people, so
Understandable.
the emotional tie to like memories that makes them stick in your brain doesn't really happen for me that often.
Did you tell your parents about your diagnosis right away?
No, actually I didn't. I've only actually mentioned it to my parents one time. When I told them, they didn't believe me. They're like, that's not the Greg I knew. And I guess it just speaks to how fooled I had them. They just didn't believe that I
Yeah.
was capable of those things.
Have you ever been in love? And do you feel love?
I think so. Like, I do experience emotions and love and connection and closeness. It's just maybe not to the depth or like breadth of some other people.
Okay.
What would you say is your favorite person in your life right now?
Probably my son. Probably shortly
Yeah, good thing you said that.
after that by my partner. He's one of the main reasons that I've gotten better.
And your diagnosis hasn't affected your parenting in any way?
Wanting
Yeah,
to
of
be
course it
the
did.
best dad I can for him is like a huge motivating factor for me. Because
Honestly, dude, I don't understand her questions. They just do not make any sense. Like, it's so weird. It's like saying, yeah, you're in a wheelchair, but like, did that affect you in track running in any way? Like,
I don't want him to live the same life I've lived. There's a huge genetic component to sociopathy, and the other half of that is your environment. So I have to do everything I can with his environment to overcome his genetics.
How did you feel when you first met your wife?
It's always been her, even though there was a period of time where I was really not a good boyfriend. I was not a good partner.
Okay.
I don't deserve to still have her, but she stuck it out and knew that there was a person inside of that version of Greg that was better.
Do you go to therapy?
I have gone to therapy in the past. At the time I was in prison, I did have what's called a therapeutic community, and they do cognitive behavioral therapy. And when I left prison, I didn't continue. Nowadays, it's more like
dude, this is like a little random. Hello?
self-led. When I left prison, I didn't continue. Nowadays,
But like, this looks so fake. I don't know, that looks like someone just slapped the PNG on it and put some shadows on it. It's probably the depth, but like still.
it's more like self-led. Like I do self-exploration, and with my partner, we kind of explore it. If something happens, she'll gently let me know. It feels like an accusation, like you're doing something wrong. I'll shut down. I don't like being told what to do. So a lot of the times, I don't know, I
Understandable.
require gentle guidance.
Is that you saying that you think like you've learned how to cope with being a sociopath?
So the way I look at it is that I've learned how to not destroy my life by accident. I can manage to
Destroy
stop
it willingly.
those thoughts and impulses before they lead to actions.
How can I know that you're being honest with me, and did you lie to any of us?
That's a very good
I
question.
don't think I've lied to anybody. I guess I could be lying to you, but it doesn't serve me to lie to you or to most people. I'm here to like share my actual lived experience. I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
And if you'd like a chance to meet face to face, it's the moment to do it.
Nice to meet you.
Like, he's tiny. When he was sitting there, I thought he's like
Great.
about 6 foot.
Likewise.
I'm quite put a face to you, so that's cool.
It's a pretty face.
It is.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Those are great questions. Thank you.
Fucking liar. Those were great questions.